Ethan Brooks was one of the youngest and most successful CEOs in the country. At just 35, he owned a billion-dollar company, luxurious homes and expensive cars. But the achievement he cherished most was his wife, Vanessa. He loved her deeply and believed she loved him just as much. Because of his complete trust in her, Ethan gave Vanessa access to his personal accounts and even transferred some of his investments into her name. His friends warned him to be careful, but he always smiled and said, "A marriage without trust is already broken." Unknown to Ethan, Vanessa had been living a double life. While he spent long days building his business, she was secretly having an affair with another man. Together, they planned to take Ethan's wealth and disappear. One morning, Ethan returned from an overseas business trip to find his mansion empty. Vanessa was gone. Several bank accounts had been drained, important company documents were missing, and many of his properties had already been transferred legally into her name. She had vanished without leaving a single message. The betrayal shattered Ethan. The media mocked him. Investors lost confidence and his company nearly collapsed. The man who had once inspired thousands now struggled just to get through each day. Months passed and Ethan slowly began rebuilding his life from scratch. He worked harder than ever, surrounded himself with honest people, and learned to make wiser decisions. Although the pain remained, he refused to let betrayal define his future. One evening, Ethan received an unexpected phone call. Vanessa wanted to meet. When they met, Ethan was shocked. The confident woman who had left him was now exhausted, poorly dressed and in tears. She confessed that the man she had abandoned Ethan for had betrayed her as well. After convincing her to sell the stolen properties and hand over the money, he disappeared with almost everything, leaving her with nothing. As she cried and begged for forgiveness, Ethan looked at her quietly. He realized that the greatest loss had never been his money. It had been trusting someone who didn't value loyalty. He also realized that revenge would not heal his heart. "I forgive you," Ethan said calmly, "but forgiveness doesn't mean we can go back to what we were." Vanessa broke down in tears as Ethan walked away without looking back. Years later, Ethan rebuilt his company into one of the most respected businesses in the country. He became known not only for his success, but for his wisdom and integrity. Looking back, he understood that betrayal had nearly destroyed him, but it had also taught him the importance of choosing character over appearances and wisdom over blind trust. Moral of the story: betrayal may break your heart, but it doesn't have to break your future. Trust should be earned, and true success comes from wisdom, integrity, and resilience.